What's going on, YouTube? We are back with another live trading session. Hope everybody's is enjoying their day, having a great morning so far. Um, Let me pull up the news tab here real quick. Jump straight into it. As you can see, bottom right, it is 9:20 already. So I'm kind of coming in a little late. Just had some stuff to do, but I kind of charted up slightly earlier, so I kind of seen that really nothing was going on. So I didn't miss out on anything. You can see we kind of just been moving sideways here. But today for news, we kind of have a boatload. So 8:30 dropped. We had PPI that came out. We then have at 2 o'clock FOMC, federal fund rates, and then at 2:30 we have FOMC as well. So typically on FOMC days, you'll see the markets be a little more slower, a little more stagnant. And that's simply just because the banks, the institutions, the hedge funds, the people who actually move the markets are waiting to trade till later on in the day around FOMC. So there's really nobody moving the markets in the mornings. That doesn't mean that there'll be absolutely zero movement, but it can be a little slower. Now, with PPI having came out at 8:30, I think we could get some volume here today. So I just want to treat today just like any other day. Sorry, I'm a little congested. If I see an A+ setup, I'm just going to take it with size, right? If I see my model, and just go from there. I'm not going to let anything kind of mess with my bias. FOMC, I should say, mess with my bias. So ideally, let's go over kind of what I'm seeing, what happened. So yesterday, we took buy side here on both ES and NQ. I thought we were going to get an SMT, but we end up not putting in one. So we take buy side, we perfectly wake it on ES, we run lower, right? We get through this 4-hour gap here to the downside, and then now it looks like we're getting below this last series of up closing candles that took buy side, which is our change in the state. Now we didn't yet close there yet, but that's how it looks like. It looks like we're going to. So you can see on the 1 hour, same thing. We got a 1 hour change in the state to the downside after taking buy side. This big series of up closing candles got closed below, right? We also had resting sell side. We had these relative equal lows resting here that I marked out. We kind of get right through that. So we're going to delete that. And then we had this 4-hour gap here that I wanted to see what we did when we got the sell side inside this gap. It looks like we're just powering through it. Now we completely filled it. We have sell side resting below. So I'll mark this out. Sell side resting below. We got through, it looks like, every bullish imbalance. So to me, we're looking pretty bullish, or pretty bearish, right? NQ did not get through this 4-hour gap completely, but it looks like ES is starting to really dig in there. NQ is digging in there. And for me to be bullish, this is what I'd have to see. So obviously on the way down, we open up some gaps. Marked out this 30-minute here. We have this 15-minute gap up here, which I'll now mark out, right? And then let me lighten this up a little bit. So as you can see, after taking sell side, we don't really get anything. We kind of just continue lower into this gap. Now once we get inside of this gap, we kind of just slow down here. Now for me to be bullish, I probably would have to see some form of manipulation lower first, like down here to this low, resting inside this 4-hour gap still, right? It's like get down to this low, completely fill this gap here, and then see a model get put in just to potentially head back to internal buy side, equilibrium of this leg here, as well as unfilled gaps. But if you look, we have this unfilled 30-minute and unfilled 15-minute resting here with 5-minute buy side inside and more sell side lower. So we could definitely see us get lower on the day. I just want to see what the market gives and what we do. Same thing, we're going to just mark these out here. I had this 5-minute marked originally like this before this 15-minute opened up. And I said, okay, if we can get through this 5-minute and get above this last series of down closing candles, our change in the state, then I'd potentially look for some longs here. But we open up this 15-minute now. So even if we were to get through this 5-minute to the upside and we close right here, You know, maybe the 15-minute candle still has like 9 minutes on it, and maybe we just kind of fill it completely and then we see lower. So for as of right now and how, you know, just what I'm observing, what I'm looking at, I'm looking to be pretty bearish on the day, right? That doesn't mean I'm completely against longs, but I'm looking to be pretty bearish on the day. So we're getting legs up here now. I want to just change this color. I don't really like how these are like overlapping. So we're just gonna put that down to like the lowest. Drop that down, just so we can see these gaps here. So just make this darker actually. I'm actually gonna get rid of this. We'll keep that there actually. So it looks like, okay, boom, on ES we get, excuse me, we get back up into this 15-minute gap here. We have a 30-minute gap opening up in the same exact spot, probably here, 3 minutes, which is also market open. So let's see what we do. I also want to mark out equilibrium of this leg. So there's equilibrium. Draw this out. And get rid of that. Same deal on NQ. I just want to see what I'm giving, right? Because if we're really looking bullish, like, okay, we fill this gap, sell side's been taken, we dig a little deeper past it, but it's been taken, and then, you know, we can really start like building structure, right? I'm not just gonna like look to take a long, whoop, right back up. Like I have to see us build, you know, build structure, you know, and then see bullish imbalances hold, bearish imbalances get bearish imbalances get disrespected, bullish imbalances hold, and see us seek higher. But as of right now, I just want to see what we do with these gaps, because the gaps are going to tell you everything. The gaps are going to tell you exactly what you need to know and where the market has a high percentage of going, if you want to say. Because remember, if we're going to sell side, bearish imbalances should hold. Bullish imbalances should be getting ran. And if we're going to buy side, bullish imbalances should hold. Bearish imbalances should be getting ran. We're going to buy side up here. What do we see with this gap? This gap holds. What do we do? From the gap, we expand towards buy side. So what do we see on the floor out here? These two gaps here, they get ran through to the downside. What do? We go to the nearest form of sell side, which is resting right here. So just gonna pay attention here and just watch. 15-minute gap gets tapped on both. For me to take a confidence short, I want to see higher, right? We do a market open here in 50 seconds, but I want to see at least this high, equilibrium, this high, 30-minute even getting tapped and filled. And we're also about to open up this 30-minute gap here, this fresh one, in 40 seconds. So it's opening here now. Let's see what we do. Sorry, my allergies are a little messed up today. So it looks like we're getting some legs higher here. NQ. Filling in that 15-minute gap. Yeah, it's not really moving too much. So if we run higher, we take this internal high here inside this 15-minute gap, and then we instantly see lower through these gaps. I do want to take a short, just at least the internal low. Remember, because if we're going to go higher and we want to get to these highs, and we want to completely fill this, right? Fill this gap here and get higher equilibrium. These gaps right here, I can expect to hold. So I want to see what we do. Do we get a change here on ES? Or do we kind of hold? "15-second here. We got a little internal model. Inverse changing the state. That's a little too zoomed in for me though. A little too quick. But we'll see if we want to just get legs up here and continue higher. We'll just see what we do. So it looks like we kind of hold on these gaps here on that candle. Let's see what this next candle brings. If we want to go higher, I expect this gap to hold. Simple as that. It looks like we are getting some legs up. Did we take internal high? We did not. So we made equal highs here. So if we took that internal high, we want to take a short off of this change in the state and this inverse, but we put in equal highs, so no buy side has been taken. We're at consequent encroachment of this opening wick, but buy side hasn't been taken. So if I'm going to take a short here, I really want to see us get through this gap and this change. Nothing clear as of right now. See if we just want to generate these highs here and then revisit them in a bit. But I'd still expect this gap to hold here if we do want to take those highs. So if we want to take internal high, I can still expect this to hold and then take it. Now, if we do something like this and we get through, then I'll go short to internal low, just because I expect this to hold if we are going to return higher. Because we don't necessarily have to come up here, right, to equilibrium and to sell side or buy side. We could literally just generate here to take internal high and then seek lower. Just see what we get here. Looks like NQ is getting closer to this high. No displacement up there, so we're gonna open up any gaps along the way. See what we're given here. So now we take the high. We still have really no gaps here in our favor. Nothing here, as you can see on the 15-second on ES. Nothing really on the 30-second. And nothing on the 1 minute. Nothing on that Q, nothing on the 1 minute, nothing on the 30, nothing on the 15. So we'll just see if we want to continue higher from here. Get up to this high, equilibrium. Let's see what we get. See if we want to get higher, if we want to get through these two gaps here. Kind of want to see if we can just continue higher here, though. Inside of a 30-minute gap. Buy side resting above inside of a gap. Remember, if we want to go lower, I expect this to get rammed, but if we want to go higher, this is going to hold. But if we do get through this, excuse me, if we do get through this gap here and we put this change in the state to the downside, I look to go break even fairly quick at some form of internal low. So probably right here, 930 low. Look to go break even. It looks like we're slowly climbing up towards buy side. So we'll see. Remember, we're still inside this 4-hour gap here that we're delivering from. But as you can see, like, there's not, it's just up. Like, there's no structure in here. There's nothing that I could really take a confident stab off of. So even here at open, what I was watching for is if this low here gets taken on either index. This low right here. Put in an SMT or something. But this low fails to get taken on both, and we just get higher. Because if we run lower, we take this low and also the 1 minute holds, and we wick the change in the state. Sorry, if we take this low, 1 minute holds, and we tap this, we wick the change in the state, and then we see higher, we get a model higher. That's a for me, that's a confident long opportunity. But it looks like we're just kind of climbing higher here, so we'll just see what we get. There's really nothing high quality setting up so far for me to take a short. Like this high, internal high gets taken, but on every time frame, there's nothing clean. As you can see, it's just slow chop. So I really want to see us get up to these highs and then play it from there. So that's what we'll do. So it looks like we're getting some legs higher here now. See if we want to bang this. Just want to be super patient. It's 9:42, so we have macro coming up in a couple minutes. Just looking to practice good habits on the day, that's all. And the only way that I take a short without these highs getting taken, which we're already close to, so the probability is pretty low, but if we were like just in here somewhere, I'd want to see us probably generate, run internal high that we put in, and then see a model lower like that, without these internal highs getting taken. But I'm not willing to really just take a short off of like this 15-second change to the downside. Like that just doesn't make sense to me because there's no higher time frame manipulation or even internal time frame. Like all we have is just this high getting taken here, and we're already right at buy side. So I want to see what we do here. See if we have any gaps that opened up maybe that we want to go fill. See if we want to manipulate lower potentially. So we have sell side here, 930 open low. Just relative equal lows, same thing here. So it looks like we're kind of getting some legs down here now. So we're still inside this higher time frame gap though. So we're inside this 30-minute gap. So let's see what we do here. See what we do with this 1 minute gap that we opened up. Do we want to run it to the upside, or do we want to use it to get lower? If we do get lower, we'll see what we do with these lows. Sell side here, and we have sell side resting down here. Let's see what we do with this 1 minute here. If we want to generate inside, put in some form of significant high, to then potentially seek lower, or if we just want to get through it to continue towards the buy side. Because now we have internal high inside this gap with this resting 5 minute and 15 minute high. Sorry, just 5 minute high. So now boom, we run that, we get instant legs higher. A lot of people probably thought that we were going to just start selling off here. Got stopped out. So market's causing max pain. So boom, high gets taken. We now have SMT. So for me to go short, I have to see this 15-second play out. Same thing on ES. Just a 15-second inverse change in the state to the downside. So see what we get. If we do want to in fact go higher to equilibrium, like I said, these gaps will hold. But if we want to go lower here, I can expect these to get ran through. So I'm not really, I like ES just because ES is the weaker index, the lagging index, but I'm not opposed to taking one on NQ. I want to see us get through this set of gaps and this change in state at the same time though. So we got the macro opening up too in 1 minute. It's 950 to 1010. Can expect volume to pick up a little bit. See if this gap here can send us lower, or if we just want to get through it and go higher. We also have internal high here that we could want before selling off, if we want to even sell off. But it looks like we feel this gap here, we're getting some legs lower. Looking pretty clean. I like NQ. I like the volume and the selling pressure we're getting. So I'll probably take a stab here at full size if we can get this change. Either on ES or NQ, it doesn't really matter. But I want to see clean close through it. Aggressive. So it looks like NQ is still kind of sitting around it while ES started to go higher, but we'll see what we get here. So I'm going to take a stab here. Buy back one just to correct our size a little bit here. Stops are gonna go up here. Looking to go break even here. They're looking to take profits down here at sell side. So I like what we got. Looking for my fruit. Full TP down here. Break even at sell side. See what standard deviation is aligning with. It's probably pretty heavy. Yeah, so standard deviation's pretty heavy. We have sell side resting below. Down here, we still have this 4-hour gap in front of us. So just see what we do though. It's pretty clean. Manipulation, putting the SMT. Can definitely expect us to get legs lower here. And we're just protecting ourselves with these equal lows here. So ES is ripping higher. See legs lower now. Gonna move this over here so we can just focus on NQ. And we're just gonna sit on our hands and just watch. We have our stop loss set. We have our take profit set. Just gonna let this do its thing. If we do want to get lower, I'm trying to think of, you know, taking off majority here and leave one runner. So remember 4 cons. I'm gonna take off 3 here. Just let 1 go to sell side. Put in this 1-minute change to the downside as well here, which is clean. See if this can help us out. Also have this 1 minute inverse here. So as you can see, we had a 15-second first get put in with this inverse and then this change, and then followed up right behind it is a 1 minute with this inverse and then this change. So I definitely like the trade idea. Confident. So we're just gonna sit and watch. I already know, I'm fully aware of what today is with PPI. We have FOMC. So price can be a little slower. So I'm looking to protect myself, like I said, at these lows. And I'm willing to wait and just watch as long as I have to, to either TP or we get stopped. So I will point out, sorry, I just muted it up real quick, just so I don't get copyrighted from the lo-fi in the background. But if we have ES take this low first, I'm gonna go break even. So no matter if we take it at the same time, NQ takes it first, or ES, I'm going break even at 930 low. So it looks like we're getting some legs higher here. We'll see if we can get back below down through this gap here on the 1 minute. See if this inverse can hold us, send us lower. Pretty slow day though. Pretty slow day. As you can see, we kind of got our change, got the inverse, got the 1 minute change, and then we kind of just play around here. Get no displacement, not even to this low here. So we're just gonna watch and see. So I like that push that we get through this. So we get through this inverse here. So I'm gonna lighten up this. Get rid of this. I'm just gonna keep my original stop. I'm not gonna adjust at all. There's really no point. But we're just sitting at this change, so we'll see if we could start respecting and get lower here. Like I said, I'm not touching anything. I have everything set already, so we're just here to watch. So I'm just gonna completely turn the lo-fi off. It might be too late. I might already get copyrighted. Usually YouTube lets me use it, but I don't know. One of my videos actually just got taken down this morning, so I'm not gonna try to risk it. But looks like we're getting some displacement here. Lower, like I said, whatever takes this low first, I'm going break even. So just because this is 930 open low, equal lows, and we can easily see higher after taking it. So it looks like NQ, or I'm sorry, ES was gonna take it, pull back. I want to see us open gaps though on the way down. So I want to see us open like this 30-second here, etc. Don't want to see legs higher. I don't want to see us put in equal lows here. I will say if we get above this though, if we close above here, I'm going to close. Because that'll be a change to the upside after taking all this resting sell side. So I'm going to keep an eye on this 30-second here. Because if we get through this 30-second gap and put a change into the upside, then I'm not really too fond of that. So I want to see us get through this gap here back to the downside. See if we can do that. But like I said, if we get above this blue line right here, I'm going to close. It is freezing. I'll be right back, y'all. 1 second. day. So looks like we kind of wick through this gap here. Don't get a close through it. See what we do here. I'm looking to protect myself and cut my losses on what makes sense. So if we're gonna go lower, I could expect us to get through this gap, which we do right there. It's not full displacement, but we get through it. And I don't expect us to get above this change, right? So this gap can get inverse. That's cool, right? But if we get the change, then that's where the problem lies. And then I'm looking to just close. Because if we get the change to the upside, then I could, very much easily expect us to run higher and stop me out. So I might as well just cut my loss short and, just protect myself. So that's the idea. That's where we currently stand. I want to see us displace lower. If we don't, and we get above that change, I'm closing. Kind of lacking displacement. We did put equal lows here on ES, so that could be like a draw for us. But let's see here. We have 10 seconds, so we'll see if we get above this blue line. When we don't get it there, so we'll see if we can fall back into the range here now. And this is just what it is trading these days like this, PPI, CPI, FOMC. We got a lot going on. This is how FOMC, mornings can be. I expected kind of some better price action, some better volume coming in on the day just because we had PPI, but we're not really getting any of that. So you can see it's just a lot of just chop sideways. So we'll see what we get here now. Hopefully market can cut me a break here and, close at least closer to this line. Not all the way above it. So we're just gonna close there. Cut our loss in half. So we're down 178 on the day. I'm perfectly fine with that. Followed all my rules, practiced good habits. So there's no way I could be upset on the day at all. So as you can see, it's super choppy. We really did nothing since open. We kind of just ran higher, took buy side, put in models, and we failed to get lower. So I'm done there. We're out on the day. Coming in for tomorrow and Friday, we have unemployment claims and we have no news on Friday. So rest of the week is looking good, and I will see y'all then. I'm out. Peace.